Well, welcome back to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we can explore the businesses, the organizations, and get to talk with the people that make our town what it is. Today, I have a wonderful guest with me. It's Paul Smith. Paul has done a lot of things in Nacogdoches. He's been here for a while. He now currently works with the Principal Financial Group,
Right.
and he has a good story to tell. And I've known Paul for several years now, but I always enjoy hearing how you wound up in Nacogdoches. How did you land here?
Strangely enough, Kelly, originally as a football recruit out of Robert E. Lee High School in Houston. Why do people laugh when I say that?
I don't know, Paul, but yes, I can imagine. What kind of football did you play?
I was the quarterback.
Okay, you were the leader. Of course you were.
Yeah.
And so you were a recruit for SFA. What was that like? What happened when you got here?
Well, I actually came up for a visit. My parents knew some people in East Texas through the insurance business, and I actually came up as a recruit to visit and got to a tour of the campus and actually got to kind of work out a little bit with the team. So it was interesting. But I found out quickly that I probably wasn't big enough or fast enough or strong enough to play
So you didn't approach the pro.
on the college level, right?
Okay,
Right.
okay. Well, but while you were at SFA, I know you've mentioned some things changed in your life. What happened while you were a student here?
I think that I would narrow it down to two things primarily. I joined a college fraternity in my freshman year, and that gave me my first exposure to committee systems, parliamentary procedure, public relations type skills, and I really learned a lot from it. I had a great experience with my college fraternity, and the other thing, Kelly, which was very unique, is I was actually recruited into the life insurance business by some crazy friends of my father when I was a junior at SFA. So I was not only going as a full-time student at SFA and active on campus, but I was studying for my life insurance license and going to various seminars. And actually, one of my early mentors, Don Weir, who lives in Lufkin to this day, and I talked to him last week, he got me involved in the community and started insisting I go to Chamber of Commerce ribbon cuttings, which was way before your time, Kelly. You know?
We
So,
still do ribbon cuttings,
oh
though.
yes, we sure do. Yeah. So that was those things are I think made it my college experience different and unique for me.
And why I wanted to bring that up is because I think everybody has a unique story to tell. But what I thought was good about Nacogdoches is how you, even as a college student, were already finding a place in the community. Now, this was through business, right?
Primarily.
But also socially and through civic service. When did you start volunteering in Nacogdoches?
Well, probably when I graduated and went full time in the business. I moved all over the place growing up, and I think most people thought I would move back to Houston after graduation, but I wound up staying and going full time, and I think once that happened, then I got more involved in volunteering and more involved in the Chamber of Commerce and everything from fundraising for the Boy Scouts to when you're that age, you're easy prey, and so people ask you to do lots of different things. So I had lots of opportunities to do things and fail at some of them and do okay at others.
I think you mentioned there, you had some crazy friends. Maybe you wouldn't call them mentors, maybe you would, but you've kind of become a mentor as well. And as you were working your way through your volunteer experience and maturing in that way, were you helping others?
I think so. You mentioned growing up and maturing. It seemed like for years and years I was the young guy. I was the young JC. I was the 30 something or whatever. And I don't know what happened, but somewhere in my 50s I turned into the old guy. But no, I have had some opportunities, I think, to mentor and do some things, and I think the Chamber of Commerce, as much as anything else. But I want to give credit to other organizations in town, like the Nacogdoches JCs and the United Way. These were all things that contributed to my learning and working with people and understanding how things went and what actually went on in Nacogdoches.
And once you had that understanding, you saw how you could make an impact?
I did, and as fate would have it, back in the fall of 1991, Sue Kennedy, another
Sure.
wonderful person
Judge
from
Kennedy.
Judge Kennedy. That was before she became county judge. She actually called me and asked me to chair the Leadership Nacogdoches program. And actually, at the time, we had a brand new CEO, Bill Warner, and he asked that he had heard that we had an active leadership program through the chamber, and he asked that it be totally reevaluated and updated. And so Sue called me, and as I mentioned, you get asked to do so many things when you're younger, but that particular phone call and that yes was probably the best yes I ever made to somebody.
And we are so glad you did. I mean, really, your contributions can't be measured, in my opinion, and I know in others as well. So I wanted to make sure anyone that happens to catch this great show of ours knows that there's the opportunity out there and the fulfillment that comes with it when you get involved with your community. Do you have any specific examples maybe of how some folks, kind of like you, I don't know if you'd say they stumbled into it or were invited to be a part of it, but what would you say to someone, doesn't have to be exactly the path you took, but how does someone get plugged in?
Well, I would say that get involved when people ask you to do things, or ask you to an event, or ask you to join a Rotary Club, or ask you to do fundraising. I would try. Your skills are going to be challenged, and uh, I enjoyed it because people excite me. I have to be around people. I'm one of those type A personalities. And that was volunteering was a good fit for me, and it allowed me to do a lot of the things I enjoy and be around people. But I would just say it's important to get out of your comfort zone. If you think that this might not be for you, or you might be an introvert, whether it's church activities or Chamber of Commerce or Rotary or whatever it is, I would get involved and accept leadership roles. Sometimes maybe you're not quite ready yet, but I would give it a shot, because you never know when you're going to hit on something that you really enjoy, and it's right up your alley.
And I think I've heard you mention we've never been at a better time that we need new leaders in our town. There's a lot changing in Nacogdoches. Would you like to talk about that?
Well, yes, over the years, I would say Nacogdoches could be characterized, but I say over the years, the last 35 to 40 or so, characterized by relatively slow, deliberate growth. Never really an explosion, but that might be a blessing in disguise. If any of us, any of our viewers have ever been over to San Marcos and New Braunfels and heading that way, that place is crazy. I mean, what if you would have tried to have retired there 10 or 15 years ago? Here in East Texas, between, say, Cleveland and Tyler, I mean, it's so much more peaceful. It's a beautiful, serene place to live. So, but things are changing. Things are on the move. I mean, we have a relatively new city manager, relatively new mayor, brand new president of the university, our affiliation with the University of Texas. Whether we want to or not, we are moving and things are happening, and communities always need leadership, and Nacogdoches deserves and needs quality informed leadership. And there are many opportunities for folks, and especially through the Chamber of Commerce and other organizations, to fill those roles. But leadership's always needed, and it can be fun.
And I think you and I have both seen different ages, different generations, different groups of folks that have found their way. It's just like you said, it's starting with maybe accepting an invitation.
Correct.
To an opportunity.
Correct. And again, you don't want to be a hermit and just stay home or whatever. Get out and go where people are, whether it's festivals or who knows what might happen. But oh yeah, but I was always a joiner, so it was easy for me.
Well, I think the Chamber also offers a nice little list of nonprofits. We could start there, on ways people could look at their passion or evaluate their passion and see where they might fit well. So what do you enjoy doing in Nacogdoches, Paul? What's some of your fun stuff If you have a
Well,
free day, what do you enjoy
on
doing?
on a free day, oh
Whatever.
gosh, I might. I don't exercise as much as I used to, unfortunately. But no, I enjoy the free time. But I would rather be doing things. I mean, my passion is volunteer work, yeah, and so, um, but it's Nacogdoches is an easy place to live. It's the cost of living's low. The year-round climate is hard to beat. So it's just a great, easy place to live in.
Well, and you have found so many different roles in our town and given so much back to it. I can't imagine how many boards you served on. And I would think that if someone were just wanting to get a little bit of encouragement or maybe a little bit of direction, they'd want to talk to you personally. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
How would they get in touch with you?
Well, I think probably the best way is through the Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the membership directory there, and they could or call someone and ask how can I get in touch with Paul Smith.
And anyone could do that. Yes, they could actually go to our site at nacogdoches.org and find Paul Smith the third
Right.
there. Yes. Well, thank you again, Paul, for being with us today. I think you have good stories to tell. Love to hear more about what you are looking forward to doing from this point on, and more about our town and how you've seen it change.
Right.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for joining us today on the show where we can explore our community on We Are Nacogdoches.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Mass Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.